The Alliance claimed that Blizzard is biased in favor of the Horde, more than ever before going forward into battle for Azeroth. But are they? And if so, why? Let's travel throughout the history of both factions and find out. If you're looking for more gold guides, leveling professions, or how to prepare for battle for Azeroth, subscribe to the channel now for all this and more. First, let's take a look at the Horde. The Horde has a deeper and much more vivid and rich storyline. But why? And in what way does this hurt or help the Horde? The Horde came to this world in search of a home. They brought with them their families and wanted nothing more than to survive. The Alliance saw the Horde as a threat, and rather than coexist, they sought to destroy the Horde. Now, the Horde has a large diversity in appearance. Just take a look at any of the different races, you're going to see a large difference in each one. And within the Horde, conflict in ranks and race is often brought to light, but it's dealt with honor. These conflicts often give the Horde characters a blank check, if you will, enabling Blizzard to dive deeper into the story and take the Horde even deeper into the lore. So I would say in this way that this has helped the Horde. Now, the Horde has much more diverse leadership as well, having had numerous leaders throughout the years of World of Warcraft, while the Alliance have, with the exception of the current change, had the same leadership. Now, the Horde are honor-driven and believe in the strength and honor or blood and honor methods. Now, for the moment, let's turn our attention to the Alliance. The Alliance is formed largely of humans in one form or another. Humans, gnomes, the dwarves, all human. And it lacks the diversity of the Horde. The Alliance is viewed as good, honorable, peaceful people who want justice in all they do. And the Alliance is more unified, less conflict within the ranks, and therefore leaves less open area, less story growth, and gets less attention from the players and, let's face it, from Blizzard itself. Now, we all like a little conflict. We want to see what the next great argument's going to be about and who's going to be the winner. Okay, now let's take a look at a few of the major differences between the Horde and the Alliance in Legion. The Horde was set to appear as abandoning the Alliance at the Broken Shore, but the Horde did this out of malice, in an attempt to maximize the death count of the Alliance members. However, the Horde was forced to retreat in an attempt to save the Horde's war chief, something I'm sure the Alliance would have done as well if their own king's life was hanging in the balance. Now, the Horde have always been based on strength and defending our family, and above all, survival. And despite the Horde retreating and doing all they could, Blizzard still killed the war chief, Vulcan. Lady Sylvanas Windrunner then became our new war chief. And the Horde's funeral for Vulcan was nothing grand or majestic, and I would almost go on record of having to say that it was grim and disappointing. Now, Blizzard had the Alliance members rally in support of their king, who was still killed, and in the end replaced by the king's son, Anduin. The burial for the king, on the other hand, was grand and majestic, and the people from all sides of the Alliance attended. This funeral was by far memorable and not disappointing in the least. The Alliance also had a separate scenario in which Anduin traveled with the player to retrieve his father's sword and deal with the loss of his father, and in the end of the scenario brought a closure to the king's death. Keep in mind that this was something that the Horde never had, nor were they able to partake of the Alliance scenario. Now, I'd heard it said that many times that people will support and stand behind the underdog. And in this case, considering that the Horde was from another world, fighting to survive and save their family as they made a home, I would say that the Horde is the underdog. Now, let's take a look at what differences are in place from the Battle for Azeroth aspect of things. The Horde, currently known to have 4 allied races, 2 of which can be druids. One of those 2 can also use dinosaurs as a druid form in many different ways. The Alliance currently have 3 allied races announced, no druids and no dinosaurs. However, a few things you may not remember. In vanilla World of Warcraft, the Horde had 40% less quests than the Alliance, meaning it took a lot longer for them to level to max level of 60. The Horde's Onyxia attunement was a lot longer and required tracking down Rexxar across multiple zones, killing world bosses, etc. In the long run, there'll never come a day that the Horde and the Alliance will get the same things, equally given items or what have you. This is true no matter what game you play. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you think the Alliance is getting less than fair treatment from Blizzard? Do you think that both factions are equally treated? Do you think that in the end it doesn't really matter? After all, if you like the Horde more for some reason, an item, a race, a mount, then you can always level a Horde and play, or pay for a transfer. Much the same way the Horde can always level an Alliance or pay for a transfer and play Alliance instead. Or do both. Many players play both Horde and Alliance in order to get both sides of the storyline. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and give a thumbs up to the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, have a great day.